Hello everybody, I'm Loweroda and once again I'm back for another run at the Heart of Surging Flame event. This time around we're doing stage EX-2 in challenge mode. The condition for this stage is that enemies have significantly higher defense. Right off the bat, this stage is not really that hard, it's more like a training stage to show you how the volcanoes will work inside of this event. You got a lot of free spaces that you can work with, but there are still a couple where the volcanoes will do damage to your operators deployed next to them. But in general, like, the team I use is totally overpowered for this stage, but it's just an example of what kind of operators you need. So your vanguards for the start, minus siege and taxes to give you the TP, and what you want is you want to have one or two great defenders, kind of depending on your guards. Like, my second defender is kind of Chen in this scenario, and you will see in the stage how this will work, but it can also be replaced by someone like Matterhorn, Asbestos if you have her, or Kuora is also pretty good. And then you just want to have damage dealers, preferably someone who can also do AoE damage, because you get a couple of enemies. For me that's Age of Yatla and Silver Ash, because he is kind of a mixture of both. Usually you also would like to have a AoE sniper. In my case I take Platinum, who is not really an AoE sniper, but since I have her so high up, she kills everybody so fast that she is a fake AoE in that regard. And obviously some healers to get up your team up and running. Shining and Nightingale for me. Angelina also helps with her talent. Now I have Project Red in here as an example of an operator you can take along as a safety measure. I won't use her, but her quick deployment and her skill can take out annoying enemies that would otherwise overrun you, or can be a safety right before the end of the stage. But like I said, I won't use her, I just tell you during the stage when it is time for someone like Project Red or Gravel to be deployed. Alright, now let's jump into the stage. Okay, so obviously we start with our vanguards. Siege on the right side, outside of the volcano tile, but enough to block the exit. And then we wait for Texas and put her on the top, also outside of the volcano tile. While my operators would be strong enough to survive that, there is no reason for them to actually take the damage there. Next up, I already deploy Age of Yatla because I want to build her up, so her volcano skill is ready. Amiya would also be a good choice here with her E2 skill. Next up, Angelina to already give some healing out and also to charge up her AoE attack, skill 3. Next up we deploy Shining at the right side, which is just a strong operator that you want, and while this operator will take damage from the volcano, it doesn't really matter because she will not get any other damage. Next up I deploy Nightingale on the left side, and she will also not get that much damage, especially not since there are not that many AoE casters or snipers in this stage as on the enemy side. Then I deploy Silver Ash behind Siege, and you could actually make that a bit nicer by replacing Siege with Silver Ash, but I just like the setup because I want to put Hoshiguma in front of her. And then I put Shen between Nightingale and Angelina. She will get enough healing, and I'm not too worried about it. I just want to have someone who deals damage and can withstand the attack. You could pull her one stage or one tile further down, that would also perfectly be fine, but then Age of Yatla wouldn't be able to hit that much. So those casters can be the most annoying part in the stage, to be honest. If your operators are not really prepared for something like that, that would be a perfect time to deploy someone like Project Red, Gravel, maybe also Melanta, just someone who can quickly deal with them. Deploy her, kill them, redeploy. Now, for me this works perfectly fine, because they will all focus Nightingale and Shen, and Nightingale does give a resistance to resistance. So arts damage is reduced whenever Nightingale is there. So as you can see on the right side, there are a couple of enemies piling up. That is because they have a higher resistance, because they're currently blocked, and Age of Yatla and Silver Ash are having a bit of a hard time getting through. So I wait until more are coming and then I activate the skill, because then Silver Ash just destroys everything and keeps the next enemy wave as well. Especially on the bottom row, it can be quite beneficial to have someone like Milanta right in front of the gate, so she can catch the casters when they spawn. And as you can see in my setup right now, I do have one space open, which is exactly for this case. Now I activate Age of Yatla again just to shoot them away to get done with the stage. And that's it. Like I said, I was very much overpowered for this stage, but the setup is the same even with weaker units. You might just need those extra unit limit that I just left alone. And I hope it gave you some ideas how you can finish that stage. And with that, I see you next time, Doctors.